Myles Garrett doesn't play football. He hunts. He's worn a velociraptor suit to a game. He's explained Spinosaurus anatomy on record. He has the Jurassic Park when dinosaurs ruled the Earth banner hanging in his living room. And in 2025, he broke the NFL's single-season sack record. That's not an athlete who likes dinosaurs. That's a 6'4", 272 pounds apex predator who knows what he is. Nature builds anomalies like him once a generation, and it has a habit of making sure they go extinct. So here's the question. Were there real animals, now extinct, that hunted with the exact same mechanical blueprint Myles Garrett uses to dismantle offensive linemen? Relentless pursuit, first step explosion, precision finishing. We found 3 with 90% kill rate. The Homotherium, a lion-sized cat with saber-length canines that didn't ambush, it ran. Research from Royal Society Publishing on cursorial carnivore evolution shows the Homotherium's forelimbs were proportioned like a cheetah's, longer in the foreleg, higher at the shoulder, built to accelerate, sustain speed, and close distance faster than prey could process the threat. Every other Ice Age cat waited, crouched, struck from stillness. The Homotherium came to you. Now picture Myles Garrett off the snap. Scouts have clocked his first step as one of the fastest ever measured at defensive end. A player his size has no business moving that fast. He's already past the tackle's weight shift before the blocker is committed. Per the Radboud Repository study on speed and body mass in mammalian predators, that combination, elite acceleration and elite mass in the same animal, is statistically anomalous. Most large predators trade one for the other. The Homotherium didn't. Garrett doesn't either. What it produced was a predator that could run prey into exhaustion and still easily overpower it at the point of collapse. That's the blueprint Garrett runs. Per the Radboud Repository synthesis on speed-body mass relationships, pursuit predators above 300 pounds almost universally sacrifice acceleration for mass. Garrett sits at 272. His first step speed shouldn't exist at that weight scale. And yet the film doesn't lie. He's around the corner before the tackle has processed the direction. The Homotherium shouldn't exist either. Nature built it anyway.
The Homotherium stood nearly 4 feet at the shoulder, 4 limbs longer than its hind limbs, a sloped hyena-like profile that looked wrong for a cat, but was perfect for a sprinter. Those upper canines weren't the oversized sabers of the classic saber-tooth. They were flattened, serrated, and proportioned for one specific function, a controlled throat bite on already exhausted prey. Not a lethal weapon for finishing exhausted prey. The aim here wasn't to overpower at first contact. It degraded you on the run, and when your legs gave out, it knew exactly where to put its teeth. Garrett's strip sack works identically. 3/4 of relentless edge pressure, cataloging leverage, burning the tackle's confidence until the moment the blocker's weight shifts wrong. Then the speed rush. Then the punch. Clean, finished. Per the Owlcation Apex Predator analysis, pursuit hunters that combine sustained chase with a precision kill mechanism achieve documented success rates above 90%. Modern example being African hunting dogs, wolves in coordinated packs, and in the Pleistocene, the Homotherium. Garrett's 2025 sack record puts him in the same conversation statistically. Same structure, 58 million years apart. Evolution had to keep the ambush cat and the pursuit sprinter in separate bodies for 60 million years so other animals could stand a chance. Size or speed, pick one. The Homotherium spat in the face of that separation. So does Garrett.
The Postosuchus. You look at it and your brain says crocodile. Your brain is wrong. Yes, the armored scales, the skull shape, the jaw architecture all pull from the same ancestral blueprint. But what this animal did with that blueprint is so far outside what we expect from the crocodilian lineage that paleontologists spent decades misclassifying it entirely. It wasn't a water ambusher. It wasn't a lurker. It was a fully terrestrial, upright, land-running apex predator 215 million years ago, and it hunted the way nothing that looked like a crocodile was ever supposed to hunt. It ran prey down on land. Modern crocodiles are built on a sprawl, legs extending outward from the sides, perfect for one thing, explosive, short-distance lunges from stillness, an ambush frame. What it doesn't give you is sustained locomotion. A sprawled animal cannot run efficiently for distance. The mechanics don't allow it. The Postosuchus had none of that. Its legs were positioned directly beneath its body. Vertical, columnar, the same configuration you find in horses, wolves, and elite athletes. That single anatomical fact rewrites everything. Vertical limb placement is the skeletal signature of a pursuit predator. It reduces energy waste, increases stride efficiency, and carries large body mass at speed without structural breakdown.
Up to 23 feet long, over 500 pounds, moving on vertical limbs at a size that should have made speed impossible. It hit that ceiling and kept going anyway. The forelimbs were reduced. The hind limbs were massive. Weight shifted back. Power generated from the rear. The same hip and leg mechanics biomechanists now study in elite sprinters. It didn't sneak up on you. It came at you in the open, at speed, with 500 pounds of armored mass behind the strike. Picture what 500 pounds moving on vertical limbs actually looked like in the Triassic. With the skull alone be nearly 2 feet long, deep, reinforced, with laterally compressed teeth designed not for gripping and dragging like a modern crocodile, but for delivering a single catastrophic bite to prey it had already run to exhaustion. The armor plating along its back, osteoderms, the same bony skin structures modern crocodiles carry, wasn't decorative. It was structural protection for an animal that engaged in active, sustained land pursuit through open terrain, where collision risk was constant.
Now run the comparison. Garrett is 272 pounds. His combine metrics, explosion, first step quickness, bend around the edge, had no precedent for a player his size. Defensive ends at 272 are supposed to be powerful or fast. The ones who are both are statistical outliers so rare the position had no framework for them before Garrett arrived. But what makes Garrett specifically Postosuchus is the fourth quarter. He doesn't slow down. Offensive tackles who neutralized him for 3 quarters suddenly find the same moves hitting harder, arriving faster, finishing cleaner as the game ages. That's not adrenaline. That's conditioning architecture, a motor built to run longer than the frame suggests it should. The Postosuchus didn't ambush because it didn't need to. It could simply outlast everything in the Triassic that it wanted to eat. Garrett doesn't need the first snap to be the best one. The fourth quarter belongs to him. 215 million years of keeping size and stamina in separate animals because the physics don't cooperate. The biology fights back. The Postosuchus ignored all of it. So did whoever designed Myles Garrett.
The Pachycrocuta. It looked like a hyena. That description will mislead you completely. The modern hyena is already one of the most statistically lethal hunters on the African savanna. Kill success rates that rival or exceed lions. Now take that animal, double the body weight, restructure the jaw to generate the highest bite force of any mammalian predator its size. Give it the stamina to run any prey into the ground across miles of open terrain. The Pachycrocuta kept all of that, then scaled it. That is the Pachycrocuta, the largest hyena that ever lived. And it didn't hunt alone. It hunted in packs. Coordinated pursuit hunters operating in groups consistently achieve kill rates above 90%. African hunting dogs, wolves. The Pachycrocuta was built to hit that number too. But it wasn't just big. It was relentless. The Pachycrocuta, by every structural indicator paleontologists have recovered, was built to hit that number easily, too. Modern hyenas and ancient bone crushers like the Pachycrocuta split from a common ancestor roughly 5 million years ago, and evolution pushed them in different directions almost immediately.
The modern hyena is already a structural anomaly. Stronger forequarters than hindquarters, a digestive system capable of processing bone that would destroy any other mammal's gut, a social hunting structure sophisticated enough that lionesses, individually larger and stronger, regularly lose their kills to hyena packs operating in coordinated formation. According to the fossil morphology documented in the Alcation apex predator sources, the Pachycrocuta's cranial and jaw architecture represented a specific evolutionary investment, bone density and muscle attachment points far beyond what simple prey capture requires. This wasn't built for killing. It was built for processing, for demolishing carcasses that other predators couldn't access, extracting nutrition from the parts of prey that apex hunters left behind. But here's what that mechanism means in a hunting context. A predator that can crush bone doesn't just kill. It removes the hope of survival at the point of sight. There is no recovery, no getting up. It concluded, but the feature that made it genuinely dangerous wasn't the jaw. It was the endurance.
Fossil limb proportions indicate a predator built for sustained locomotion, not burst speed, but mile after mile persistence. It didn't need to be the fastest in the chase. It needed to be the last one still running. Watch Garrett in the fourth quarter of a close game. Same principle. The tackle is tired. Garrett isn't. The Pachycrocuta didn't outrun prey. It outlasted everything that tried to escape it. And here's what nobody talks about. It didn't go extinct because something beat it. No predator outcompeted it in direct confrontation. No rival pack drove it from its range. It went extinct
because of us. Early Homo erectus, the species that became us. We didn't beat it in a fight. We just changed the landscape around it, slowly and irreversibly, until the prey base it depended on collapsed. The Pachycrocuta was too specialized, too locked into a specific hunting structure, a specific niche. When the environment shifted, it had nowhere to adapt. A 90% kill rate means nothing when there's nothing left to hunt. Evolution spent 5 million years building the most efficient pursuit predator the Pleistocene had ever seen. It went extinct anyway, not because it failed at what it was built for, but because the world itself changed severely when Homo erectus, our ancient ancestors, came around and figured it out.
Homotherium, Postosuchus, and Pachycrocuta. 3 animals that shouldn't have existed the way they did. Too fast for their size, too persistent for their frame, too lethal for anything evolution had prepared their prey for. All 3 monsters, extinct now. Myles Garrett is still active. But here's what the fossil record keeps telling us. Anomalies this precise, this statistically aberrant, this biologically gifted, don't last forever. The environment shifts, the prey adapts, the niche closes. Or in Garrett's case, the league finally figures them out. Nature has a way of making sure apex predators go extinct, even the ones with a 90% kill rate. Until then, we're watching something the NFL has never seen before, and neither of the Pleistocene, the Triassic, or the Ice Age until it showed up and started running through everything in sight like Garrett through linesmen. Monsters like that are not your pet. Early humans knew better than to try taming beasts like that. And that's what this channel is all about. Bridging the gap between what you think you know about animals, people, and survival, and what actually is. Hit the subscribe below to get more videos like this. We release 2 videos every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.